Hello guys, welcome to my very first pre-recorded YouTube video. Well, it's not very first, my first non-gaming YouTube video. Today we will be unboxing and getting first impressions on the Steam Deck. As you can see, it's a pretty big box. I'm a big guy. My hand is very large and it's only just under half this box. But you can see we have some fun little logos here. Got a companion cube logo, no magnets for some reason, and the Steam Deck logo. And then warning people that it will blow up. All right, let's see. I think that's it on that. So let's get it open. Sorry if there's any audio. I have a pretty abysmal recording setup right now. And by that I mean bad audio, not just audio. I'm not sorry that there's audio. So, let's see. Open her up. It's beautiful. All right. Don't want to move the camera too much, but you can see in a test chamber, on the subway, it's all the places you can play this. In the kitchen, in a car, on the patio, etc., etc. Even on a Ferris wheel, which I don't know that I would want to play this well. 80 feet in the air. We have an intro to Steam Deck card, which has, just plug it in and power it on. Let's see. Okay, yep. And, it looks like it has a QR for going to the manual by the look of it. You can get a good picture of that there. I'm sure you can find it on Google. Okay, so this looks like the Steam overlay. That's the thing on the left side. On the right side, this is the performance configuration overlay, I think. And then that's what the three dot button is. And then right down here is a micro SD card. I have one. It's only 256 gigs, so I may or may not put it in, but we will see. All right. Then we have what looks like the accessories box. I have seen one or two unboxings of this, but I honestly don't remember them that well. So this is almost as much of a surprise for me as it is for everybody who watches about 100 of these. So here we go. This one's for the EU, you can see. I'm in Sweden, so that makes sense. Let's see, I'm gonna cut her open. Is it just the power brick? Power brick and a safety manual. All right. The health and safety manual is exactly as you would expect. Don't eat the battery. Don't plug it into mains, the usual. The EU charger is exactly as you'd expect. It is an EU plug. I don't know, it looks like this might come off, but it doesn't seem to want to. You can see right here, there's a slot. So it looks like one of those travel adapters almost. But it doesn't feel like it wants to come off, so I'm not going to force it. I don't want to break the original power brick. And it's USB-C on the end, obviously. I think this is, how many watts is this? This is, can you see? There we go. 15 volts, 3.5 amps, 45 watts. All right. Then we have this guy on the couch. I think that's the only one I'm actually going to do. All right, set that off to the side. Here we go. We have Steam Deck wrapped in some plastic. You can see it's holographic, kind of like an old Pokemon card or Yu-Gi-Oh card. Steam Deck. Let's see. Valve's address right here. We got the EU address, which I did not know was based in Germany. That's interesting. Video game machine and case. On the back, tells you that it requires a Wi-Fi connection and a Steam account. And you must be 13. I wonder how many people aren't listening to that. Nothing important over here. Looks like the QR code again. Energy verified, so it's safe to plug in. I'm going to blur that serial number out in the video, I think. That's my serial number. You don't get to reimburse it. All right. Yeah. Nothing too surprising. So let's take this off. Oh, it's going to do one of these. All right. These are meant to be foolproof. Unfortunately, the universe has produced a better fool. All right. Here we have the case. It has this really nice offset logo. It's like it's a rubber silicone feel. It's very nice. It's you can see it's raised off a little bit. It's not just like embossed in there. It's a separate material. On the back here, we have this band. Oh, what's this? And what looks like a little case. It's very expandable. Yeah, it feels like it has a lot of flex to it, a lot of give. I'm going to say it's probably for the charger brick, since it's a similar size. I wasn't aware they were sending those. All right, and I think, yeah, I've heard that the charger brick can be kept in here, so that makes sense. That way you always have the charger with you. It's kind of weird that it's not in the case, but I don't hate the idea of it just being right here, especially if you have other USB-C devices. You can just pop that out and then use the charger brick for this. Keeps you from having to carry too many around. The handle is nice. I do wish there was a little bit of like cushion on there so you could rest on there without it digging into your hand at all. But it is very nice, high quality material. These zippers, they feel high quality. These are plastic or like maybe a nylon. It's very smooth. It's not and it's not too cold like a regular plastic would be. It's a little matte, so that's nice. And this is the anti-theft device, so I know that nobody has stolen my Steam Deck. Okay, so now the moment of truth. Looks like this is the side, the hinge side. I assumed that this would be, I guess, the opposite way from the opening side, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right, open her up, and we have a very soft, a little tiny bit of padding in this material here. I like how it has the cutouts. It's almost microfiber, but not quite. Yeah, it's very form-fitting. You can see it like barely fits in here. And I would say maybe a couple millimeters from the top of this right here, but like here, it's like over a centimeter thick right here. But it has some give, so I think it's all hollow above this, or maybe there's a foam. Looks like we have a little pull tab. It's a little cheap feeling. It's not great. I can see through it already. You guys might not be able to see it, but when I pull it straight, I can actually see light through it right here. So it's not super high quality, but I guess it doesn't need to be. And pull it up. All right. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that the deck was very well balanced, but kind of heavy, and I agree with that. Sorry for the reflections. I agree with that. It's pretty heavy. I would put it at maybe 3 Nintendo Switches, 2.5 or 3. So it's not super light, but like the weight is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So if I put my finger in the center here, yeah, it's very, very close. Like yeah, if I put it right on the center of the Valve logo on the back here, yeah, it's very minorly weighing to the left, but obviously my fingers aren't flat. You can see from the reflection here that I have a 512 gigabyte model. You can see the anti-etch right there. So kind of see my phone recording this. There we go. But yeah, let's take a little tour around it. So yeah, we have these, which are track pads. Wow, my lighting is going away quickly. These, which are track pads. They feel pretty nice. They do have a little click even when it's off. So there's definitely some tactility there. We'll come back to the case in a minute. Yeah, there's some tactility. It feels, as I'm 6'4", I have giant hands and they're kind of weird shaped, as you can see. Like my fingers are shorter than my palms for some reason, but it does feel very good in the hand. I dislike the Nintendo Switch anything but docked because I can't hold it for more than 20 or 30 minutes without my hands giving me problems. Like I get a lot of pain right up the center of my hand. So here, it feels very ergonomic. Like it's much more comfortable to hold. And on top of that, it's a much wider device, which actually feels amazing. Like feels very good how wide it is. Like it's not quite my shoulder width, like maybe, I don't know, half of my shoulder width, maybe a little over, but that ends up feeling a lot more natural when you have your arms extended out because you're not like this all the time with your arms bent. So it feels very nice. It's very relaxed on the wrists. I work a desk job, so my wrists are very sensitive to repetitive motion, and this feels like it probably won't have that problem, but I'll have to give an update on that. Yes, these are very nice. I'm just in awe like how smooth but like textured the pad is. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it there. That's actually the texture. That's not just, it's not just the paint. These analog sticks, they're a little bit small, but I don't hate it. Like they're tall. They're as tall as what I would consider to be a normal analog stick, or at least they feel as tall. But the top is smaller. I would put it alongside like the head of a Joy-Con analog, maybe, well, obviously a little bigger, but it feels similar. It feels very small, but because of that, you can put it right in the middle of your finger here, and you can move it without needing to like pull down or push up, depending on how big your hands are. As long as you plant your finger, it feels like it'll stay there, which is pretty nice. Let's see, the start button, very nice and clicky. Don't know if you guys can hear that. Select button, same. Here, I'll get a audio sample for you. It's a little rattly, but just because I'm bouncing off of it so hard, like on and off. The face buttons are very nice. Like everybody else, I was worried about this one, the B button hanging off the edge, but that does not seem to be a problem at all. It's feels very tactile. The D-pad gives my Elite Series 2 a run for its money. It's clicky. It doesn't have the circle pad, although I wouldn't be surprised if somebody released a mod for this. It doesn't have the circle pad attachment, but I could see this being very good for retro games. I'll have to have my wife play it. She really likes playing Celeste and Undertale, and the D-pad is very nice for those, so we'll see. But it's also very clicky. It's very nice. I know it's membrane, but it doesn't feel like it. Let's see, the analog stick clicks. Very clicky. They feel great. Okay, so I think, I mean, it's Q3 of 2022, so I'm reasonably sure that I have a Q3 Steam Deck. So these were supposedly incredibly mushy, and I'm not going to say they're the most tactile in the world. They don't sound tactile, but they have a click now. It's a very satisfying click. As a matter of fact, I think it's more of a click than on the actual trackpad. Yes, it is. It's a much bigger click. So that's very nice. All right, continuing on with those, or the buttons. We have L1 and R1. They seem to be hinged. No? No? Okay. They are very clicky. They feel very good. They're a little high up, I think. No, they feel good. They're right around the curve of your fingers here, which is a little different than how most controllers fit my hands. So it feels a little out of reach, but they're actually perfect to rest my fingers on. The triggers are very, very smooth. They don't have a ton of travel. Like I would say if you have an Elite Series 1 or 2 and you have the trigger stops, this is probably the 50% stop. Maybe the 25% stop, as in like you have 0 through 4, where 0 is full trigger and 4 is complete lock. This feels like a 1 or a 2 on that. So it feels very nice. It's very smooth all the way down. There's just a little bit of pushback. It feels like it'll last. And it's in a very comfortable position here. All right, around the back, we have a vent. I believe that's where the hot air comes out. It does not come out the top like the Switch does. I think it comes out here. These triggers, not triggers, paddles, they don't click by pulling this way. You can get them to. You also push down, but they click in, like down towards the device, which is a little interesting because usually when you have paddles, like on my Elite controller, you pull outwards and they kind of ride up on a hinge. These you pull back towards the device, but because of that, I think they're a lot more difficult to accidentally press, but just as easy to press on purpose. I'm going to move this because of the reflection. So yes, yeah, I think that it would be very easy to hit these if you wanted to, but they're not nearly as easy to just accidentally hit. Like if I set this down, when I do that on my Elite, it will almost always hit something, especially if it's on the couch because of the cushion. But this, I am pretty confident that will not happen unless you somehow get it right on the edge of a cushion and it happens to fall right there, which I do not believe is likely. All right. I think that's it for inputs. Yeah. So, I mean, just continuing it, the texture is very similar to the texture. Man, my light is going away. It's very similar to the texture from the trackpad. It feels a little smoother, but not by much. So it feels very good in the hand. It doesn't feel like my hand will sweat a lot, but I'm curious how much gunk is going to get stuck in this line right here. Right there. We're going to have to see because it's right where your hand hits. So I'm going to guess there's going to be a lot of gunk right there. We got just the micro SD on the bottom. And on the top, we have a volume control. Very clicky. I like that. Feels like just straight up micro switches under there. Headphone port 3.5. So that's pretty nice. If you don't carry Bluetooth headphones or you don't want to constantly charge them or something, you only want to charge one device, 3.5 is very nice. Let's see. Here is the USB-C. I don't remember what speed this is. I think it's a 10 gig per second. I don't think it's a 20, but I could be wrong. A little status light, it looks like, and a power button. You can see it's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. I just took a shower earlier and it is already pretty fingerprinted up, but it seems like it'll come off pretty easily with a microfiber. But overall, I really like the design of this. I'm going to have to see how it feels when it's on, but I really like the design of this so far. Okay, so let's look at the case, finish that up. All right, the remainder of the case here, we have a microfiber, which is good because I'm clearly going to need it. I would guess that pretty much everybody does, unless you have very dry hands or wash them constantly. I'm going to assume that you're going to need this pretty frequently. It's not the best quality. It's more like a canvas feel than an actual microfiber, but it might not even be microfiber, honestly. It's very smooth. It's very tightly knit, but it doesn't feel like a traditional microfiber, so it might not be. Let's see. Got this right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit. There are some holes in it, even brand new out of the box. Not that it matters. This doesn't need to be the sturdiest strap, but it's something to keep in mind that the default case, even in the 512 gig model, might have small little things like that. And the bottom in general feels very good. Like I said, it feels kind of hollow. Maybe there's a foam in there, or a cardboard lattice or something, but it feels pretty good. Overall, this is very, very light. Like, I have a Horrid SplitPad Pro case for my Switch, and this is a similar weight. I have seen some aftermarket ones. I might experiment with those, and I might review those as well. But this case, I'm very happy with. This is, I think, the best case that any device I've ever had has come with out of the box. I can't think of any other cases that are better than this. Let's start the device up. If it's not dead, it's dead. Of course it is. Yep, it's completely dead. Okay, so I'll be right back. Let's see what happens when we plug it in. It immediately lights up white there. It's not like a glaring blue, which I like. Hopefully it stays nice like that. Something I'm noticing is that this is very slippery. Like it will slide. Do not put this on a table if it's going to be shuffled around or something. I think I might have heard somebody say that theirs fell off a table and they broke their screen. Like, don't set this on the hood of your car. Don't set this on the edge of a shelf. It will slide. I would recommend immediately putting it in the case. As soon as you do anything that's not using it, just put it in the case. Like, it's too beautiful to let die. English. And we are in UTC +1. I don't like how, oops, it lags behind there. That's what I'm gonna complain about right now. Like, you only see this once, but it just goes. Like, it goes way faster than it can smooth scroll. It's not the worst, but all right, so we are in Central, I believe. So, yeah, internet connection successful. Right off the bat, I did notice that the D-pad is very nice. It was very responsive when inputting the password. This, to reach up and right, like, it's not a stretch, but if you want to plant your finger on it and move it up, it might be a little bit of a stretch. Even with my big hands, but like shorter fingers, like, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but like, you can easily just rock your finger up too. It's not nearly as bad as I'm making it sound, probably. So yeah, let's grab updates. Okay. But yeah, real quickly, I can see this being a problem. The tension that's going to be caused on the top of this when sitting on the couch or, I don't know, on a plane or something is going to be pretty high. You're probably going to want a right angle bracket for this, so it sticks out the back rather than straight out of the top. All right. I will be right back on. So here we are. Welcome to the Steam Deck. So before you start playing, let's take a quick tour of the device. Press any button or tap the screen to continue. Let's press a button. Let's see. Press the Steam button. It's a little misaligned, which is a very mild annoyance. Like I can't describe how mild the annoyance is, but it's just a little tiny bit off. All right, Steam button, press to access your library, store, settings, and more. Press and hold to view Steam button shortcuts. Okay, quick access. Oh, okay. To view your notifications, friends list, quick settings, and more. Power button. Yep, we figured that one out already. Press and hold to access the power menu. Okay. Volume buttons. Press or hold to adjust the Steam Deck volume. I'm gonna adjust it right about there. All right. Last of all, down below is the micro SD card slot. Expand your storage by inserting and formatting micro SD card. Press the card in to eject. I don't know how easy it is to eject and add cards, but I'll be sure to add that in a full review. Hope you enjoy your Steam Deck. If you'd like to see this tour again, you can access it from quick access menu, help, replay guided tour. All right. It's a little loud still. I like that you can access the buttons around the back there, so you don't have to go like this every time. All right. I enjoy the sounds on this much more than I enjoyed the sounds on Big Picture. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who didn't love the sounds on Big Picture, but this feels much more professional. I even like the "you can't go this way." All right. So you can see I've been playing a lot of random games. Let's try something out. I don't know. Let's try Graveyard Keeper. Graveyard Keeper's fun. So what does it say? It says game info here. That's nice. Okay, so if you go into a game and you can see the little yellow there, that means it's not verified, but it's playable. So if you go here, then you can go over. Where was it? Oh yeah, game info right here. Okay. And Steam Deck compatibility playable. So let's see why it's playable. It supports the native resolution, but does not set it by default and may require you to configure the display resolution manually. Okay, that's not even an issue, but all right. Let's just install it, I guess. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I am on the install. Okay. It panned up at the same time. I didn't realize. Okay, so blue means you're hovering over it. So, oh, and if you press install, it also does that too. Okay, cool. So let's just press install. Is it installed? Okay, yeah, there we go. Reserving space. Starting download. Okay, got the Steam Linux runtime. It's flickering a little bit there. All right. So can we see the downloads anywhere? Oh, right here, I assume. That's the Graveyard Keeper logo. Oh, yep, there we go. Here's the whole Steam download section. So we can see exactly what it's getting. It also has a pre-caching update. The back is getting a little warm, like not uncomfortably. And I don't think I could accidentally burn my fingers if I wanted to. It's getting a little tiny bit warm, and especially in the upper right area here. I'm going to guess that's where the CPU is. And then on the vent is a little warm, but I have to go really far out of my way to even feel that. Like there's no warmth around the grips at all. And then, yeah, we got a little bit of heat coming out of that. All right. So let's see how this goes. And apparently I have a Steam Deck update already. Cool. I've heard that they update this frequently, and that's an understatement, but I'm super happy to hear that. I'm a big Linux guy, but I have a Windows PC just to game, and this might make it so I don't have to do that anymore, even though my Windows PC has like a 3080 Ti in it. But this might make it so I don't have to do it nearly as often, which the less I have to use Windows, the better. That said, I am probably going to put Windows on an SD card just to try it on here to see what the experience is like. So if you are interested in that, then subscribe and you'll see that when it goes live. I have unclaimed rewards. Oh, I like these notifications. They're a lot nicer than the notifications on Big Picture. This is just like Big Picture 2.0. I genuinely hope they port all these changes over to Big Picture, because my Windows PC literally just boots into Big Picture. All right, so let's go to play. Oh, it doesn't have a save for me. Interesting. So you guys can see that I have data stored for it, but what I'm willing to bet is there's a different save scheme, like a save file format for Linux, because this does not have my file. I'm sure that could be fixed by just bringing the save files over, literally going into the web browser and downloading them, or copying them off my Windows computer and putting them on here and then putting them in the right folder. I'm sure that's how to fix it. All right, so let's get something working real quick. Start with this random person, do a new world, sure. Call it small classic random. Let's do it. I haven't played Terraria in a while, so we'll see how it plays. The speakers are very good. I mean, they're at 20% volume or something. What are they? Yeah, like 25, 30% volume. And they are pretty loud and they are good. They are very good quality. All right. The Frantic Illusion. I don't know how to play this. Okay. Playing this through my iPhone screen. Let's turn the overlay off. Oh, there it is, yeah. I just put 60 up there. You can still see everything. I assume this, how do you, okay, that's, it says R1 and L1 is cycle hotbar, but I'm gonna say that's wrong. So what I'm doing is gonna go here, and I'm gonna go to controller settings. It says official layout. Oh, there we go. So my controller bindings were wrong. I must have previously used one, so, but here we go. So that explains those weird issues I was having before. Oh, here we go. Interesting, okay. I assume this will work at some point. This probably the most frustrating thing. There we go. Wow, that takes a while now. I played this back before it was on Steam, so I don't know how it's going nowadays. Let's kill this bunny. You can see even with the glare, like it's not that disruptive. It might look pretty bad on camera, but like it's pretty good. Okay, so let's see. Can I quit? Okay, yep. And then if I just click there and save and exit. All right. Well, guys, I think that's gonna do it. Sorry for the horrible gameplay. I haven't played that in 4 years, and also I was playing through my phone screen, which is recording. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more Steam Deck stuff. I'm going to create it whether you subscribe or not, so you might as well at least watch it or be notified when it goes live. But yeah, you can see it picked up some fingerprints. It's not too bad. It's definitely better than like a Switch. It's also pretty hot in here for what it's worth, so I'm a little bit sweaty, but it's very nice to hold. Even in front of me, behind a tripod, playing through a phone screen, it was very pleasant. Like, yeah, I don't have too much experience with it yet, obviously, but I think that this is going to be probably my new gaming console of choice. I am led to believe that it's very good for tinkerers and also very good for people who just want to play a game sometimes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff on emulation. I'm very into emulation. I've been playing Animal Crossing on Citra. I'm a big tech enthusiast, so I'm going to do a lot of technical tutorials probably, and definitely a lot of how well every game plays on every preset kind of thing. So people can get a feel for if they want to play 60, can they even reach it with this game? If they want to play on ultra, what will the settings or what will the frame rate be like? I'll try to do some battery testing and other stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, make sure to subscribe, and thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.